Alright, good day YouTube, welcome back to another video and another Trident maple being repotted. Surprise, surprise. So I thought I'd do this one as well, show you guys this one as well. I don't know if this has been featured in many videos in the past, but here's another old tree that I've had. Not as good as the other Tridents, but it's got some sentimental value, this tree. It was given to me by an old couple in the club who are awesome. And I've had it for a number of years now, 13 or 14 years as well. And it's just been slowly, gradually trained. It's got some nice hollows in it as well, which we'll see what happens in the future with those hollows. But they're more towards the back, unfortunately. But yeah, I don't know, maybe one day we'll change totally the dynamic of the tree, but at the moment, the front's in there somewhere. It's pretty cool, I really like it. It's got a nice two-tree feature to it. It's got a tree in here that I'm trying to work on and develop a bit more, and obviously the bigger tree in here. Trying to get that also, that deciduous changed. I'm trying to change the angles of a lot of these branches that were before brought down too much, like a pine. Now trying to push them back upwards toward more like a deciduous tree. So slow process again, but it's a good process. So again, let's get stuck into repotting this tree. This has got a bit of a lip on the pot, so I've had to do a bit of work just to pry it out away from that lip. Just a small one, but it can be annoying. So I'm just going to have a look at what the roots look like this year. Because this tree, the foliage didn't grow as strong as it normally does each year, so I want to see if the roots were actually anything to do with it. So I'm not sure. Usually this tree is full of pots, and there's nothing to say at the moment that it's still full of roots as well, so I'll just show you that in a minute while I get this out of the way. Nice and healthy. Ooh. Let me try and bring it up and around. Pretty good, pretty solid root base. So nothing wrong with the health of the tree. Pretty strong root growth again. Again, let's get all this out. I use my fingers. See how it just falls away? That's what you want a soil to do. Just fall away by your fingers. Especially if you repot every year, like which I do with this tree. Obviously, if you haven't repotted in a long time, you won't be able to do just with your fingers. You'll need to get more into it. But for me, it's just brush it off with my fingers, and it just falls away, nice and healthy. I do notice that the surface is actually quite fine. Looks a bit fine, like a lot of the soil is a bit fine. So I might have to give it a good rinse today. Actually, I'm going to give it a good, real hose down, trying to get into those loose areas. And get really crack into it. So look at that soil just drops away from those roots. That's what you want to see, guys. And look at that nice healthy root. Just in 1 year. Alright, so that's pretty much it for that. I'm going to go and, I'll give it a root prune actually. Then put the tree there, put that away. Give it a good root prune. Again, I try and use the turntable as my little bowl haircut, you know what I mean. If you see weeds, obviously get stuck into them and get rid of them. Do underneath. Again, I've got a really nice flat base to work with. See how flat that is? Really flat, but I don't know if you can see, it's quite very fine in the top here. So I'm going to get a bit stuck into it now with my root hook and the hose, I think, and just to get some air into that area, just to get some air into there so the water can penetrate a bit better. It could be because of could be just because weeds have grown and really tightened that area up. I'm not sure, but yeah, I'm just going to give it a bit more time, this tree, and get it really raked out, and really yeah, get rid of the fines and wash them out. All right, I'll be back after I give it a good clean. Alright, so I've come back and I've washed all the roots away, washed all the soil away, and I really got into here, and I don't know if you can see, but you can see much clearer look at the roots, and that fine soil's gone now, so that's pretty good. That's what I was after. So it could have been a problem with it, but just be safe, get rid of all that fine stuff so you don't have problems with it later. So I've already prepared the pot. Just going to move this. Yes. Bring the pot back. I'll put a nice big mound in the middle, as always. Now, front's your front, so I'll put the tree this way. I think I want the tree to just start to mine right a little bit, so I'll spin it around and show you how that looks in a minute. I always make sure I look from the side as well, just to make sure the tree's not falling backwards. It's just slightly to the front, you can see that. I do find weeds very frustrating, so I'm just going to make sure I clean all that out. Yeah, I think that's pretty good, pretty right. I'm just going to put the tie in, tie it up. This one will need a bit of chopstick work because I've cleaned up all up here. But I think what I've done now, I'm not sure how, I can't really zoom, but there's a nice inabari now to look at. So that's been a positive of me digging in and finding this soil, digging in a bit more. So I'm not going to try and cover it too high, I think, this time around. I'm going to try and expose a bit more of that this time around. So instead of chopsticks, I'm just using my fingers to do the initial work. Fingers are just as good as chopsticks, I guess. Maybe they're a bit too thick, but gets the same kind of job done. Because I just want to show you what I meant by Nabari. So I'm not sure. You might have to open your camera or your videos up bigger, but it's a much nicer spread out here now. I'm not going to cover it as high as I used to before, so I think that might see if that actually adds any benefit, but I think I like that a bit more, where I can see the bigger Nabari, because now I can actually, there's a root here now I can see as well, so that develops over time. This does, yeah, it looks, the Nabari's starting to improve quite a bit. So there you go, there you have it. There's another tree. I'm going to chopstick it in, but I won't waste your time me doing that because it is kind of boring, but I'm just going to work the roots back, work the soil into the roots, and then I water it, and done and dusted for another Trident maple. Then about another 10 minutes, maybe a bit longer for this one, because I had to do the clean up all the fine soil up here. I just use my root hook and I just get stuck into it and work away, and slowly peel, put it on the turntable and really start digging all the fine stuff, and it just comes apart. So sometimes you've got to do that task, I guess, to really get into the tree, to make sure it keeps it healthy, especially close to the base. Alright guys, that's another video done. So I'll be back at another time, and maybe I'll see what I can do. I will be doing another repotting. I'll be doing a Zoom repotting demonstration for my club. So I'll be sharing. Hopefully, I can share that with you guys. And it'll be repotting, but it'll be probably a bit more interactive with the members whilst I do that. So it'll be pretty cool. I'll see if I can share that with you guys at another stage. But anyway, there's another Trident maple done. I still have a few more Trident maples to do, but they're quite large. The two that are left to do, the really big ones. And I don't know if I've got the motivation to do them right now. Sometimes it's about motivation, but they're big and they're heavy, and sometimes I just keep putting it off. But I will get to them, and I'll show you how big they are, and we'll do them as well. Okay guys, catch you next time.